One of his signature heroes, the Morphling going mid, Yamate the Viper top, and that will put net on the Shadow Shaman. Batrider bought a TP at level 1, and he did place an aggressive Observer Ward here, mostly just to, I think, scout out Banana, but also, I believe, does block the camp as well.
Meanwhile, on NewBee side, they're one win away here from a slot in Key Arena. Xiao 8's going to be on up top with Tidehunter. I do want to actually take a moment and talk about his item build. He's gone boofers. Last game, he went, I believe, 8 tangles in the south, looking to trade a lot of hits with that Bristleback, but this game, looking to evade quite a bit from the supports coming in. Mid lane's going to be Moo's Invoker. We'll see exactly how it's going to do against that Morphling. And then we have Banana in the jungle with Enchantress. His support duo will be Shanshan playing the Rubik. And last but not least, Hao will be playing that Luna.
Moo actually whiffed his block a bit here, so this is going to give KYXY a really easy first wave, and with that, going for the early Wraith ban, he should have a pretty easy time securing the bottle, as you can see. Up on the high ground, Moo actually still denying nicely, but KYXY going to be happy about that. We see Extinct roaming around. He did throw Fissure down bottom just to help the block for Ohio, and now Ohio finds himself very close to the wave. He already pops the Firefly, and he just doesn't want to deal with this harass. In fact, Hao is trying to run him off the lane. He's even missing out on last hits here just to try and zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
He comes back just in time. Looks like he won't miss any. I mean, that's a really big commitment into trying to shut down this bat early.
Yeah, zoning, I guess it's fine. Honestly, as Luna, you generally don't even need to walk forward because your aura gives your support the extra plus damage. And that's often all you really need, but nice to see him committing to that help. But back in the mid lane, like you predicted based on the block at the very least, KYXY is leading this CS war by quite a amount.
Yeah, and it's also to be expected anyway, because Morphling could just take a Morph at level 1 and have way more damage than the Invoker. Right now, he's sitting on a decent pile of strength, and Moo has gone for the Null Talisman build, so he actually last hits pretty well. But I think this is a matchup where the early levels should favor the Morphling a bit, but all things considered, you got to be happy if you're Moo. Here comes the Enchantress, Banana. He's found 2 creeps. He's found the Dark Troll Summoner as well as a Clapper in the Ursa, the Hellbear Smasher, as we now call it, and they make their move towards mid. The net creep's about to expire, though, so this is not going to be an easy gank.
I think mid is not going to work.
Yeah, mid is, unless the Morphling waves into farm and is out of mana the strength morph. That's the only way I see them getting
Or he strength morph and loses mana for his waveform. There's that too.
There's a rune, and it's spawned bottom, unfortunately. They were checking a top for NewBee, but won't find anything. So Banana says, you know what? That smoke doesn't work. I've got another. I can just go offensive jungle. I think they really want to try and pick apart. The weak link in the laning stage to me is the Shadow Shaman for Titan, but he's got backup now with the EF.
He could also be going for the Courier Snipe. The Courier is going south.
It's chilling at the back.
Okay. Looks like they're going to make it go on the top lane here. Looks like Fissure's going to go off, and Xiao is blocked in. This is going to be the first blood. It's going to go through to the Viper. Perfect Fissure from Extinct. They just cut him from the side. That didn't even need it to smoke.
And Banana is still camping mid, so nice first blood. And this was what we talked about with the Earthshaker, was a well-placed Fissure not only can protect your team from dives, but just easily set up first blood. So they're still waiting. I think looking for the Courier at this point. KYXY is low on mana, though, and they know this, so maybe they think they can jump in before the Courier brings back his bottle.
Earthshaker's coming in, but there's only 1 creep available, and it's not exactly a kill creep. Like, it helps you stun, but this Fissure's gonna block again! Banana
no mana for wave, though.
Okay,
no mana for wave.
Nice aggression coming out from Invoker dragging back. Ohio was coming in as well, but I gotta say, Extinct right now is putting in a lot of work on that Earthshaker.
The other thing is that Moo, despite getting the worst block, is really doing quite well in this matchup. He's already 16-5. KYXY, I think just the threat of the Enchantress is hurting him. He's a little bit nervous to approach the wave, and that means Moo, having the better early roam, can be more aggressive, because his supports threaten a lot more. So in the end, they dodge a bullet there. If they had mana for waveform, that's definitely a kill, and that would put Titan in good shape. I think that's the point where the mid lane becomes even, but without it, the Morphling does fall up behind. I still love Titan's mid game. We talked about this in the draft a little bit, but you've got Bat and Morphling, so they can just find pickoffs all over the map, as we see Banana rotating through, but this will be a tough kill in Ohio. Can they find him? There's a trap available, but he can Firefly over the cliff. Yeah, I think with Bat and Morphling, you can kill almost anyone around the map, and on top of that, you can also split push. They have multiple avenues. You can drop the wards at one tower, send the Morphling on another. If they get through this laning stage intact and they don't lose too many towers to the Luna Enchantress combo, I really like Titan's mid game.
Yeah, so far with the 1-0 score favoring Titan, I would say so. And if you look at Shadow Shaman's experience, he is level 3.5. He's actually taking down some big camps. Tidehunter, though, is stealing part of his experience. I think the key here for NewBee, like you said, is to take down the early towers, as well as go for a couple kills. And Titan, they just hang tight, get levels, and then just secure the mid game, because their mid game is fairly scary, especially with a Shadow Shaman on Dire side. That Roshan would be theirs, guaranteed.
And they've got Morphling, who also hits pretty hard. So, yeah, completely agree with you there. And the other thing is, going for Earthshaker's last pick gave them something they didn't really have much of before, which is a way to stall when the push comes.
Tower is
we
under
haven't
attack.
seen it yet, but Titan are grouped up in the jungle for now. There's a smoke available on Extinct. I wonder if they even bring in Ohio. He's not sitting bottom, though, as the wave pushes in, which means there's no tower defense here. At least not for now. The skeletons march through the river. The Centaur Conqueror comes around from the side, and now the smoke. Titan onto the mid lane, wrapping up the hill, looking for Moo. This is a very easy kill if they catch him out. They drop an Observer as well, and now they know exactly what Moo's up to. If he walks down, he's actually sending a Forge Spirit. Just blocked net for a split second there, but I don't think Moo noticed. Now the Fissure. Oh, this is not good for Moo. Fissure, they're not even going to drop it. Just if they start with the wave, they'll follow it up. They block him, not perfectly, but well enough. And net, the Sunstrike, it was a good effort, but he goes the other way. Straight up towards the ramp, and they won't find the return kill. Titan once again striking. They do lose a tier 1 bottom as the trade.
Yep.
You almost had it.
Some technical difficulties in the room here as we just got ganked by an ad, but it's all good. It's all good. We got ganked by an ad like how NewBee just got ganked by. But all things looking pretty well. If you look at over to Yamate, that mech is he done with it? Yeah, he is.
That's a really fast mech. We are 6 minutes in.
His CS is not even that high. Like, if
he got the first ball though.
Yeah, okay, that's where it makes it up.
But even so, yeah, he just rushed it. He didn't upgrade. He didn't get a ring of Aquila. He didn't get anything. No upgraded treads, just straight into mech. But well, so much for winning the 5-man fights. I feel for NewBee at this point. You already have Fissure, which is not quite as good as Ravage, but still quite useful in the engagements. And with the early mech, this might be where Titan can actually trade towers. So maybe they give up the bottom tier 2, but they go for a tower 2 of their own. And with that being said, NewBee, smoke again. The ping comes out from Sangsheng, but they're just going to head towards mid. They want to slow down this Morphling, it looks like. They can get this kill with Cold Snap Sunstrike, but it's a difficult one. I mean, easier kills are on the other heroes.
There's Extinct just hanging out there, so it's so easy for him to throw down a Fissure, and that would be the end of that. And meanwhile, they're buying some very valuable time for Ohio, who is just jungling. This is his second stack camp, and he's still quite far away from that Blink Dagger, especially at 8 minutes. But
both teams are going top now, and there's Ravage ready for Xiaowei. Actually going to find Extinct on the low ground, but he just Fissures and he retreats. Banana can slow him with an enchant just out of range. Now that on the Yamate, he's got the mech. He is isolated here. I don't think he can live through this much. They'll have to kill the Ravage if they want to kill him. They'll let it fly, and in comes the Luna as well. They bring 4 top. Yamate really could have just backed there. Even if they lose a support, I don't think you go in regardless. But
yeah, I wonder if that's a miscommunication. That was a very good Fissure block, but to me that looked like a retreating Fissure block, which it was for at least the 2 supports.
I think even if you're going to lose your support, you still just back there if you're out Yamate. Yeah. There's no reason to risk that. That is a free-form Viper, mech down, Eclipse ready, and NewBee starts to push. This is kind of LGDN style, where you just push the enemy safe lane with your Luna.
Yeah.
If you go back a year or so.
And I think that's where Enchantment really becomes a powerful hero as well. But here comes the teleportation. They want Hao dead on the Ravage. Xiaowei, he's already got use of Ravage. Hao looks like he's going to drop his ultimate, but there's a lot of creeps hanging out. Sunstrike not hitting anything. They're going to give chase to Banana. That's 2 stacks so far. And Banana looks like he's going to run away from the rest of his team. He is going to suicide and buy as much time as possible for his team.
Looks like he's going to go down. Net, while that was going on, was actually fighting it out with the Satyr, and the Satyr had a blast, but it looks like Banana wasn't able to micro it. He could have killed it, but didn't even go for the parting shot. So pretty unfortunate there for NewBee, and that's the power of the fast mech. Without that, I think that's an even fight, or teams just retreat. But with it, Titan persevere. They don't lose anyone in round 2 of the engagement, and they make their way out. So yeah. Some miscues from NewBee, but just, more than anything, that's just a 6-minute mech to me is maybe even better than having Ravage as far as your team fight goes. It's damn close. That's how good it is.
Yeah. The fact that he could just nullify the Ravage, give everybody plus armor, it's pretty good.
Well, I mean, with LGDN, they normally take those towers. At least that's how they like to run it, but they're not able to do it. Titan holds strong, and now they can go towards the mid game feeling pretty confident. NewBee have only taken 1 tower and 9 minutes in with an Enchantress and a Luna. It's not too bad. They're going to have the Necro Book for Moo at a reasonable time. He's sitting at 42 CS. The Midas is online now, and they still have some access to late game here, but they really want to be playing with a significant advantage because you're up against Bat, Morphling, and Shadow Shaman on the Dire if this goes late, and that is just such a good lineup. You have access to Roche, you can split push, and frankly, late game is always going to be on your side with the Bat.
Yeah, that is true. Though I think it is not nearly as bleak as it was for Titan last game comparatively.
Yeah. NewBee have a lot better late game this game than Titan did last game.
Yeah, I mean late game initiation-wise, they have in theory 2 Ravage, a very hyper carry in the form of Luna. You have a Hex carry in the form of Invoker, and Invoker could be a carry in as well.
Ned, gotta be careful here. The double damage ring denied, and now the Force Spirit will try to chase him down a bit, but you do see how squishy the Shadow Shaman is. Look at these creeps by Banana. One towards the top lane, just kind of scouting out for movements. The Force Spirit was dogfighting in the river, so Banana trying to make his presence felt all over the map, even if his hero remains in one location.
I would say this is a unsuccessful Enchantress game then.
Yeah, I would agree. Have only taken 1 tower, haven't really found any kills at all. They did get the kill top on the Viper, but that was more just Yamate misplaying than anything else.
Although I think with that said though, maybe it's really just the Earthshaker. Because a lot of times, whenever Enchantress is ganking, Earthshaker's always there with the Fissure, so...
And that's what we discussed in the draft, is you pick the Earthshaker, and they need a D-push. It also just makes it so difficult to tower dive. You don't want to catch heroes at their tower. You can do that some games, but I think this game you need to find them away from towers. And here comes the smoke from NewBee. How? Sungshun and Banana all clumped up. They're going towards mid, and they want this Morphling kill. Which way do they go? No, they're going to wrap towards the top side. Do they even bring in Chao 8 for this one?
How are they going to stun him?
They've got the lift. Cold snap into lift. I feel that's the only way they can lock him down.
But he's got Strength Morph.
Yeah, they're going to need the Sunstrike Burst. They need everything. Maybe Eclipse. Eclipse can do it as well.
All right, we'll see if they're going to get the angle, because right now, if you look at Ohio, he's getting closer and closer. In fact, he's got the Blink Dagger.
He's still waveform. That's a little bit extra burst for Sunstrike. I feel it's one of the best Rubik abilities, but no, Banana. This is not where he wants to be. Up on the high ground, now Karma the Shackles. Instantly canceled. Sunshine waves in. Lifts net, just drops him straight down. Looks like they don't want to actually engage onto that. So, some miscues here, but in go NewBee for the tower. They've got the Luna arm, already 3 points in it. And Titan will be forced to defend. Is there a blink on Bat? Yes, there is in Ohio. Heads towards mid. There's no Rasta wards, no Shadow Shaman ultimate as of yet.
Unfortunately, if you blink it, you're going to just get ravaged, so I don't think they can actually defend this tower, and Titan smartly backs up. I think Batrider, he reaches his peak once he gets his 4-stack, and at that point there's nothing that NewBee can do about it.
The only thing that he needs beyond that is BKB, at which point NewBee, they have literally no answer for a BKB 4-stack initiation from Bat. There's just nothing they can do, unless Rubik like steals the lasso and lassos him, but let's be honest, that's a very unlikely play. So I think Titan are okay. They just good push by NewBee, but now they just look for pickoffs with the Bat. You get your Shadow Shaman wards, maybe try and sneak a Roche, but you don't want to give up more towers. And they will. It looks like they will be defending the top lane.
Is under attack.
This is the place to defend, though. You just got the blink. Nobody's seen it yet. The problem with that now is Tidehunter, he's going to just stand in the front line.
There's a lasso, but Shao 8's just chilling.
You can't go on the Tide.
No, you're giving him a free blink if you do that.
There's so many fights in this particular TI that I saw a lasso on Tide, and Tide is like, okay, well, I guess I pressed my ultimate.
He is arguably the worst lasso target in the game.
Oh, they're going for illusion here, and they actually blow everything. KYXY comes in though. He wants to fight. Rabbit's gonna come out. Looks like the waveform's gonna get hit on the end of it. KYXY still dropping low. Net's gonna come in. He gets 1 kill. Looks like he's gonna die as a result, but he picked up level 6 before that. And I think that fight is over at this point. It's time for NewBee to retreat. Waveform's gonna get 1 more kill. It's a 2-for-1 blink in from Ohio. Fissure's gonna clip. Another Fissure comes out, and Shansha will die as a result. Ohio looks like he's going to drop quite low as well, but a huge victory for Titan.
That's without the Shadow Shaman ward. Sunstrike. KYXY too tanky. That's without the ward. Shadow Shaman just hit level 6, and they still wrecked them. Yep. That is the power of Replicant, I suppose.
Well,
they didn't just throw a few spells at it. They threw everything at it.
The surprising thing is that KYXY is like, yeah, I'm going to go in. No problem. I'm a Morphling. I got Strength Morph. That was a ballsy play.
That's the type of play that can flat out cost you a game, to be honest. Game's still even in terms of golden experience, but we have to remember, NewBee currently sitting on a 2-tower advantage, which means Titan, they can claim those towers later on. They're always going to be there. Any creeps you miss now, you don't have a second shot come later. So I think Titan actually in a really good position here.
Well, I think Titan is about to get a couple more towers because Net is level 6. He's ganking with the rest of his team. I like the fact that they made...
Or a Roche. No, they're going for gank.
I think this is where you get a gank and get a tower.
Who do you want here? Looks like they're going to find Net.
Bananas does not kill you.
They lasso. They're just going to and there's no trade for NewBee. They give up the Enchantress, and now they can go bottom with the wards.
Yep. And I think if you're Mu, you just march down mid. Like, you're like, well, we're going to lose our bottom tower. Let's just do what we can on mid. But he backs off, actually.
Poor Viper. Gets the Viper strike stolen. The other thing that Sangshang, this could be a big Rubik game. We've seen there's a lot of good spells to steal. Fissure, Lasso maybe later on. Viper Strike's a guaranteed steal. There's literally no way to prevent it because it's the only spell you can steal. Waveform and Strength Morph, which we haven't seen yet, are very powerful in Rubik.
And after you get Strength Morph, Adaptive Strike is amazingly good.
And the Shaman one. So I think this is a game where Sangshang can make big plays for NewBee, but he doesn't really have much farm right now. We're looking at a 2100 net worth Rubik. Needs to find that Blink Dagger, and, well, NewBee group up top, but there's going to be a bit of a defense here. Extinct walking into an Observer Ward, now gets caught, and that'll be the death of the Earthshaker. They might find the trade, though. The Fissure comes down, will Sangshang steal this? Okay.
Oh, actually, Fissure's going to come out. That's going to get on a high one down, but the Death Blast actually pushing back on the Fissure. Here comes KYXY. He waves in. He needs to replicate out, because here comes the Ravage. He needs to get out now, and he doesn't. Wow, the beams are just tearing him apart.
Wow. Stolen Fissure definitely helping out in that fight, but also just a great lane ward by NewBee to begin it. And with that, they lose the Earthshaker. You've now got now you've got a tower for NewBee, and they did trade already. I guess they've taken the tier 1 bottom lane, but NewBee, with no Ravage, probably just take this tier 1 back off. They're not going to go for 2 yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the fact that Titan chose to take that fight because they didn't have the wards. They just used it for the tower. And at worst, you just get a tower for tower trade. But
I don't think they wanted the team fight. They just got caught with the Earthshaker and then like, let's try and save them. Yeah, that's fair.
Tower has been denied.
Well, when you go in to save them, you team fight.
Yeah, the going in to save them part is the part that's a little bit rough.
And KYXY for a second time in the fight replicates in. I don't think he could do that anymore. Oh, Sunstrike. Net on the top lane almost dies to it, but
they'll salve him up. Actually surprised there's even still a salve in this game, but he's working towards a Blink Dagger. We saw... Let me ask you, what do you think about AUI 2000's build on the Shaman, where he just rushes the Ag straight away instead of going for something like a Blink?
I think in that particular game, was that the Meeple game that we...
Yeah, was it just so you can split push faster and stall?
No, I think in that game, you know the enemy tide was going to jump you, at which point all you have to do is stay alive. You don't want to blink into a team initiate. I don't think that was the game for it. I actually think the Aghanims is underutilized. Most of the time you pick the Shadow Shaman as a way to initiate because he gives you the blink. But sometimes when that is not an option, you just play for your wards.
Well, the wards come down. And Xiao 8, no Ravage for 50. So Titan are going to play around this. They'll take some tier 1 hits, and every time the wards are up, we're going to see a tower fall. If they play their cards right here. The one tricky thing for Titan right now is they don't have that much physical damage, and they're up against the Luna with BKB. So they've got to be very cautious about how they engage when Ravage is online. But I think if they play this right, Lumi, they just split push, drop the wards to take towers. At some point, you maybe try and sneak a Roche with the wards, and you just angle for late game. You've got the Bat Morphling combo.
Yep.
At some point, supports are going to be food. Your Rubik right now at 700 health. The Enchantress with about the same, 830. So NewBee are, to me, the ones that have to make things happen, and we see that now. They smoke up towards top. They're going to show how in the lane, and well, it might be Nyamate they find. He's way out. No tier 1, no backup, gets gushed. This should be the death of the Viper.
Well,
backup's coming though. Ohio's here. Gotta get it with the lasso. That's a lot. They steal the Viper Strike, and Ohio throws out a Flame Break. The BKB is very tanky. Sunstrike finishes the job.
But that's a 10-second BKB. If I'm Yamate, I was like, alright, I die, but...
Why do you BKB for that?
Exactly. Good question.
Maybe... Well, he did see Ohio coming. Maybe he's worried about getting lassoed, but Titan were just so far away from him. And he had his whole team there with Ravage. That's a little strange.
Right, he saw Ohio coming, but he didn't see anybody else coming, so...
I think he saw the PS and the Shaman towards the end, but you have Tide right next to you with Ravage.
Yeah.
So, well, either way, 10-second BKB for a Viper. It's still a core hero and a fairly farmed one as well. So I think it's still not a bad trade for NewBee by any means.
Well, I think what is a bad trade is that you look over to the Shaman, he's got Blink, and then you look over to the off-lane Tide. and he doesn't have Blink. In fact, he's very far away from that Blink.
Well, he went mech first, so I think we'll give Xiaowei to pass on this one. He could have Blink.
I think when you're trying to counter-initiate against a Bat Rider, especially now that he's got a Force Staff, as well as a Shaman with a Blink Hex.
You do need a Blink to get in
Yes.
counter-initiate.
Yeah, you really do.
But that's not even going to work once Ohio gets BKB. And to me, that's honestly the most important item for Titan to get this game, is a BKB after the Force on Bat. If they can get that, there is literally no answer for his initiation.
Well, there's no answer for the Bat per se, but let's say the Bat pulls, I don't know, your Luna into the enemy team. You can still ravage the enemy team and thus protect your Luna in that sense.
That's true. That maybe they can't protect that one hero, but they can
Ravage
go for a trade.
Yeah, there you go. But Xiaowei, though, with that 3 ancient stack, he's suddenly up to 1,600 gold, so scratch that. He is very close should they win this fight. And I'm surprised that they actually go for the fight without the Blink. They could actually just turn back and farm, but they feel that they have the Necro 3, they have the Enchantress, they're going to just blow this tower down.
There's going to be a Blink into Ohio, but he doesn't actually go for anyone. Then he gets completely wrecked. NewBee, well prepared for that. NewBee's position is good. They go all the way towards the left side, and now they go in for more. They find KOXY. They'll force him back, and I believe...
Hold on, is this a Rax push?
Yeah, are they going... They do have the book for some time. The Necro book's still available. The Forge Spirits are here. I think more than anything, they want to force the buyback out of third one, but that actually doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's forced out the Glyph, though.
I don't know if they finished the base, but they may be able to take down the The Replicant being used nicely. Suction stole that. That's going to aid in the push. And these things take regular damage. They don't take bonus damage like other illusions.
Oh, initiate from the backline. Net comes in right now. He wants Shanshang towards. It's going to get a kill. He trades the support for support. The Wolves are right here. Looks like it's going to be left to farm.
That's worth it. Not only do you get the kill, but you end the push.
Yeah.
But this does give Tide his Blink. Now Xiaowei, Blink, Arcane, and Mech. Arguably priority number one on when you go on NewBee, but they really don't have an answer for Kraken Shell.
You know, without a doubt, that I think I agree with you to say that Titan has probably the better late game with the initiation, but if you make one mistake, this is a team...
You don't get to go late.
Yeah, this is a team that will just break your high ground. We saw how dangerous that push was, and that's not even all of it, because a Manta style, I imagine, is coming very soon on how.
Book 3 with Luna R is no joke. That's for sure. Well,
and
they go bottom. They're looking for these lasso targets, but Banana's already retreating to the tier 2. Ravage is available. They just need to get mana up on their Tidehunter. He already blinks back to base, and you can see Banana retreats very deep.
Tower is under attack.
We've talked a lot about how good the bat pick can be this game, but NewBee are not giving openings. When they show themselves on the map, it's as 4 or 5, and otherwise, I mean, you can't go on this, right? So
is under attack.
They're playing it really well against the bat.
Also, let's not forget Shansheng as a Rubik could instantly disable the bat if he has a telekinesis on the ready.
Yeah, there's no BKB yet. And that might not come for some time. But speaking of BKBs, Yamate works towards one. And that is the one thing for Titan is, if they get mass BKBs, all NewBee have is the right click of Invoker and the Luna, who's only got a Yasha for now.
Well, I mean, you have the Necrobooks too.
Yeah.
Which I actually think they have more than enough physical damage.
If they're able to focus fire one target, I would agree. We'll see. For now, just the BKB on the Viper coming out. NewBee grouping up and rotating towards the pit.
I think that actually, as we see
they
again,
make a fall bottom lane. Ohio comes in and he thinks better of it, and he gets gushed. Xiaowei can go on this soon. He's got a Blink Dagger cooling down. We'll try and push him back, and this will buy time for the bat to jump away. There's a net hiding in the trees, by the way. He has a Blink. He's not gone for the early egg.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you could argue this is the game to not go Blink as well. In the sense that you know the Tide's going to jump, you know they're going to push.
The Book 3 was used very early. I don't know if NewBee want to push it. They also, the Viper BKB is available, and I don't think this has been scouted out yet. He can TP in and tank a lot. He might even try to bait out a Ravage here. Let's see if NewBee ready. That's shown a top lane now for watching. They let the tower go. They're going to settle for a high ground defense.
Look at what Net is doing.
He's drawing the wave.
Oh, man.
Well, the push is over, says Net. You might get a tier 2, but that's where it ends. Well played.
Well, I think he needs to get out now. Maybe Epic Shock one time, and then... Alright, just TP, there you go.
That's up, you can Sunstrike. Oh! No! What? The plays! The plays! Move.
I wouldn't call that a classic Jimmy, but it's pretty close.
Is it okay to say that's still worth it because he ends the push?
I mean, the push was ended, right?
Yeah,
already.
Yeah. Oh, man. You don't count on those plays. You can't game plan around assuming your Invoker is going to go full ice, ice, ice and just snipe you in the middle of nowhere.
I can't do it, LD, but can you give me like a classic Jimmy and like an Italian accent?
No.
No?
That's not a thought. I don't even know what you're asking for. Why an Italian accent?
I don't know. It just fits.
I think it's more like a
Mamma Mia moment, right? Like it's
Mamma Mia. I think it's more like that's our Jimmy. With you swing the arm.
Yeah. I can see that word.
There was a purpose to that though. Like bottom lane. I don't like this one. Out purpose this. He's trying to split push, but he pays with a sunstrike and a death. Another kill for Moo. Sticky napalm stolen there. Probably the worst spell Ruben could ever steal.
These are not the mistakes you could afford making at this point. I still say that Titan has a better late game, but they just lost a mid-tier 2, they lost a bottom tier 2, and they hasn't got anything as of the past, what, 5-10 minutes? You have a Shadow Shaman, you haven't taken Roshan yet. I gotta say, with the newbie map control, I don't know, man. Look at this goalie. It's becoming more and more insurmountable, it feels like.
I think with equal farm late game, you give Titan the edge, but we're not looking at that. We're looking at NewBee, who's now leading by 7.5k gold. More importantly, they've broken every outer tower up to the tier 2 top. If they win one good fight, they're going for not one, but probably 2 lanes. They'll get the Age of Sound Hound. Manta's ready, and the siege can begin in earnest. They can pop the Manta illusions and just, with the book 3, as well as the Forge Spirits and illusions, just start right-clicking towers. This Rubik is not having fun. Now he gets Adaptive Strike. Poor Sunshine, he just wants Strength Morph, Waveform, I mean, anything except for Sticky Napalm and Adaptive Strike. And, well, sadly, it's just not his day. He has gotten the figure a few times.
Adaptive Strike, at least, it's a stun-ish.
Yeah. Well,
it's good if he gets it after Strength Morph. Then it would be a real stun.
Yeah, that's true. But sadly, he's not looking at that. It goes off the Rubik stats, not the Morphling.
Yes.
Okay.
I believe that's correct.
Interesting. So, well, Ohio will farm mid. I just think Titan have to play this a little bit more carefully. They're going for a BKB on KYXY. This is not going to help him split push.
Sunstrike on that.
He's not having fun. The Forge Spirit's almost run him down. It's like, when you watch Ice play Invoker, sometimes they'll just kill supports with Sunstrike and Forge Spirits. Just those. Not even the hero. No Cold Snap, no Bulk. Well, this is the last outer tower for NewBee now. Top lane, the assault begins. And Titan, they'll wait out the attack on the high ground.
Hard to push base because Earthshaker could just block. Because Lasso is a real thing. And then also, Mass Serpent War Traps up the high ground is not where you want to be. So,
but you can go in with the illusions and the Forge Spirits, and you don't really have to commit your team. They'll begin the stall. The Necro Book is ready, and they'll pop it now. In comes Town. He's going to pop the Manta immediately. Then he gets Viper Strike, so this will slow down the push.
Very defensive wards. I mean, your army could go to the right side.
I think if you're NewBee, do you just wait out these wards?
You do.
I mean, I guess the only thing to back for is you've got KYXY pushing in the bottom lane. Actually, mid pushy as well.
Essentially, though, you just wasted a Massive Ward for nothing.
The other thing is, well, the Roshan being denied to Titan. We talked about them having Shaman on the dire side and having access to Rosh, but NewBee are just controlling the game nicely. They're not only taking objectives, but they're denying Titan crucial ones in their own right.
That mid-fight where the tier 2 went down, that was really the game turner for me for now, because that took away the Roshan ability for Titan. That wasted a bunch of cooldowns. And essentially, Titan are kind of going for late game with only Morphling. Yamate
there's a Hex on Moo. I just want to point that out. We're 28 minutes in, and this is almost late game Invoker. Jeez. Boots of Travel, probably the next pickup.
I mean, they haven't taken out any goal lead, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's this early of a Hex could really... The Bat's going to have such a hard time getting in, as the Sunstrike narrowly misses him. You blink in, you just get Cold Snap, Lifted, Lucent Beam. Without a BKB, he really can't go in. He almost has to counter-initiate, I feel. Or he's got to find a very creative opening. Fireflies on cooldown, and the wards are as well. And now, NewBee go for the high ground. It's a nicely placed Fissure by Extinct. This will stall the push, but still the illusion check. And the book can be spawned in 5 seconds. And here we go. The Armor Aura from the Wild Wing Ripper soon will end, but Moo's getting ready for round 2. And they fight. They take down the tier 3. Now NewBee have access into the racks. They're trying for now. They can get the lasso. Move slightly forward, but now the counter initiation from the Titan. The Ravage connects on quite a few. Not finishing them off yet, though. BKBs from KYXY and Yamate allow them to hold serve for the time being while they drive Hal back. BKB and Confused hasn't really accomplished much with this, and actually a pretty excellent defense from Titan.
Yeah, Extinct dies to Forge Spirits, which nothing new. But with the fact that they didn't have Aegis on...
They didn't have wards, they didn't have Firefly when the fight started, and they still only lose the tier 3. And that took Ravage Eclipse as well.
That's where really you see Batrider as why he is often considered as the best initiator in the game.
Yeah, even when he doesn't have a BKB, they just get him in. He still gets the initiation off. He just clicks in, lassos, force stabs, and by the time NewBee are able to counter initiate, he's already drawn a hero with near the tier 4. So you're already in a terrible strategic position to take the fight.
And that Ravage counter initiate is not really effective when
your cores are BKBs. Yep.
Morphling as well as Viper. I mean, they don't really do that much damage at this point, but they do enough to actually kill off the weakened Invoker. Also, that Eclipse hit nothing. When Luna used it, the BKB were still on.
It was a completely.
It just turned into nighttime. That's it. That was the Eclipse.
Yeah. Morphling and Viper were just happy to tank it up, but now NewBee may look for an engage anyway. They still have this hack, and they may be able to find some pickoffs rather than having to fight straight in. By the way, I do want to point out Sungshung has more strength now, so we're looking at a very tanky Rubik for round 2. And even if you still new ability, you still maintain that extra strength. That'll be nice for him.
This is where you just buy like a chainmail and you're like, well,
yeah, that's some value right there.
Yeah. Actually, one thing I do want to point out, if you look at Extinct, the way that he's playing this game, every time he's fissuring, he's also supplementing an enchant totem afterwards. You don't want to give that fissure to NewBee. It's just one of the most dangerous stuns in the game, and if Sanshin could pick it up, man, that's a big one.
I think the most dangerous spell to give up is actually the ward.
Yeah.
If they give up the wards, they're definitely losing. They might anyway. Ohio will go in. It's on to Sungshung, and he gets him up to the high ground. But now he's in pursuit. Out comes the fissure. Sungshung's still alive. Very tanky. It took a while to focus him down, and now KYXY dukes it out. But how staying strong, and there's simply too much right per tower. Now the wards get dropped. Can the Rubik steal his nothing? He's going to buy back, but he's still returning to the fight. Ohio, and of course back. Now he's dropped. He's got Aegis here, though, and they will take their first lane of Rex. NewBee are a wrecking ball right now. One lane down, even with great defense from Titan. And now they retreat.
They might get a little bit more here. Mood doesn't have the Aegis again. The Aegis is going to reclaim. But the big Ravage is going to come through Extinct. He's dropping very fast. He needs to get in there and drop his Echo. No, he's going to die to the focus fire from NewBee. It looks like the push is going the other way. They see Yamate, and Yamate, he's going to get Viper Strike, and he's going to go down as a result. Yamate dies to the poison. Net comes in, he flips it, and he dies as well. That's 3 to 4 dead. 3 buyback cover comes from Titan. This is a very expensive buyback. What a dunk from Titan. They are still losing the fight, however. Hao is still alive. Xiaoe alive just a little bit longer. It looks like Luna's going to pick up yet another kill. That is a very, very expensive hold, and they still lost the Rax.
They quad bought back to get 4 kills, and they lost the lane of Rax. There was 1 buyback for NewBee. It was only the Rubik. Oh, that's brutal. And now Luna has Butterfly. We're 1 item away from Hao reaching late game. Once he gets that Satanic, I think there's nothing. He's just going to walk up to the high ground, and by the time they kill the illusions, the tier 3 will be dead. NewBee get the siege with the illusions, the book, maybe some Enchantress creeps. Ugh. Is this desperation time? Do you have to go for some smoke, try and just keep on picking heroes off?
I think you should, because that's, first of all, the strength of your team and your items. You have 2 blows to your team, so that's a play you make. And if you could delay long enough to get to the next Roshan, which honestly, it's only like 2 to 3 minutes, and you get an Aegis on your Morphling, then there might be a fighting chance. So
NewBee have just played so magnificently against the Bat. I mean, when's the last time we saw an actual pickoff outside of a 5v5 clash? I can't even think of one, to be honest.
The target that they're picking off is like an Enchantress.
Yeah, or a Rubik, and it's just not good enough. But this is where 5-man Dota, before the BKB comes out, is very difficult for the Batrider to counter. If he can't find his pickoffs, and NewBee have just done an excellent job of counter-initiating, of sticking together. And there's also a lot of targets you really don't want to go on as well. I guess that's worth stating too. And speaking of targets, Tide's about to get the pressure. We're getting to that point where you really can't ignore this guy in the fights. Not that they could before, but how do you team fight against double rapid if you're fighting?
Well, Ohio is not fighting. Look at what he's doing right now. He's burning off the creep wave, teleports out, just delaying.
But they've got 1 wave here. If they want to go, they can, though. It doesn't seem they're in any hurry. Roshan's online. I think you get Roche number 2 here before you go for your second lane of Rax.
I think this is the game. I'm glad that you brought up the question of like Blink versus Aghanims on Shadow Shaman. I think this is the game where a completed Aghanim is much more effective. Because what you're blinking into, you're blinking into a Ravage.
The blink does help them split push. That's the one thing that it offers net.
Right, and I guess that's sort of keeping them in the game.
But at the same,
I would say defending your base helps you win the game as well. And I think having more powerful wards.
Lumi, is that why they bring you in for these brilliant insights?
It does.
Defending your base helps you win the game in a game literally called Defense of the Ancients.
You know, I think Attack of the Ancients might be a better name of this game as well.
Oh, this game is Attack on Titan.
That's also a very good anime that people should watch.
Do you actually like it? I thought it was like something that actual anime fans
it's
down
okay.
their noses at.
I think it's overrated.
Okay.
Like definitely okay, like in top 10, but needs to go to more anime conventions too.
Okay. After this game, maybe you'll give me your top 10 list.
That's overused.
Well, for now, Titan pushing through the bottom lane, and NewBee will group up. Do they go for... I think you just want the Roche here. They have scouted out. They've got an Enchantress creep in the pit. More creeps descending towards it. And so they know Titan aren't going for this now. And with that in mind, we are looking at a very farm Luna. Maybe it's a replicant from Morphling that Titan really need in the next fight. There's still no shotgun. We're already 35 minutes in. I think the Luna replicant is going to be one of their biggest damage dealers in the next fight if they can make one.
And not get hexed. I would actually say it's a valuable hex target if you're Invoker and you see that the enemy has made a Luna replicant, you just hex it. Because it does give the team a ton of damage.
Yeah, and it instantly kills the illusion as well. Well, Titan now on defense.
Yeah, the most important item, by the way, for Titan to pick up is that Blink Dagger on Earthshaker. Because that is some insane burst damage such that you could last through the Earthshaker and blow him up. And if you could fight did I say the Earthshaker? I meant the Invoker. You last through him and then you blow him up, and then you could essentially take a 5v4 with Master Rewards and hopefully do a lot better.
So Moo picks up an Ogre Club. Are we looking towards a BKB here? I think if he gets a BKB, that's in theory you can last one before he does, but
yeah,
that's going to be much tougher to go on him at that point.
I mean, I just think the Ogre Club in itself is not bad already, right? It just gives you the health. Maybe you survive a little bit longer.
This could be an Aghanim Scepter as well in theory for Moo, but I just think BKB offers you so much against Titan. Still, physical damage is really only going to come from the Morphling, and with a guaranteed Viper Strike available every fight, because Rubik can always steal it, Morphling can be kited hard. Not to mention the Hex, the Cold Snap. Morphling needs a lot more items. I think they need time, they need the Blink on the Earthshaker, the BKB on the bat, but more than anything, Titan just need NewBee to give them time.
Yeah, and actually KYXY is creating that time, right? That's where the Blink Dagger comes in, the split push, the Rat Dota. And for the past 5-6 minutes, we haven't seen a push. I'm surprised that Titan hasn't made a desperate play at Roshan, but that also shows their poise. They're down Rex, but they're definitely not out of this game just yet.
And they're scouting the pit. They'll throw a sticky napalm out just to make sure nothing too unusual.
Could be a great initiate. You find Moo and lift him up the cliff.
But now NewBee are clustered. So who do you go on here? They draw more sticky napalm. They will go in hell. They can pull him up to the high ground here. They counter initiate. What a jump! The power of the bat. Oh, this is why we always say that and late game. They're going to buy back, though. They know the lasso's on cooldown, and now they can just go into the pit.
Also, by the way,
just down mid.
The true illusions on the base. Look at the base right now. It was just bouncing. Look at these towers. They're so low in health.
I think the bigger thing is this buyback. This is a really smart buyback. There's no lasso for 45 seconds. Although the issue for House, he doesn't have boots and travel, and there's no one to TP, so he's got to walk his way into the pit.
It's fine. They can start the Roshan.
The lasso might be up by the time that this actually hits him.
They hex him. How they see him? The Necrobooks are on the high ground here, Ohio, but it looks like it's Shanshun that's going to be out of position. Ravage on the Fissure breaks it up. They're going to get one kill. The mech's going to come in a little bit slow. KYXY, he waves in. He wants Xiao A, and he gets Xiao A before the Ravage. KYXY, is he going to die as a result? He's going to make it out. The duck is going to come in against Moo's dropping low. You got to get a kill on Moo. In fact, they do. KYXY back in the fight, and they kill Luna. One more time. Banana's dead. They're all dead. What is this turn? They gotta go back. They gotta defend.
They just died back on the Luna as well. What a turn of events for Titan. Into the pit they march. Yamate's gonna take this. Extinct, the hero of that fight for sure. Cancels the Ravage from the Titus he's about to get up. Then goes in for the 3-hero Echo. Enchant totems them all. Earthshaker, it took for ages to get the blink. It was one of the latest you'll ever see, and yet it might just be the one item that breaks this game open for Titan. What positioning. Oh, and now we've got ourselves a ball game. The gold graph's gonna dip. They are still down a lane of Rax, and one really bad fight, maybe two with the Aegis now, could still mean their entire base crumbles. But now Titan, backs against the wall, have a fresh lease on life.
You know, the reason why we say Tidehunter could always get off his Ravage is because of the Kraken Shell. But the way that they had perfectly chained their stun, I'm not sure whether intended or just luck. Whatever the case is, Ravage did not come out, and that's the reason why they wanted to fight. It was just so amazingly done from Titan. Early when I said, alright, okay, Titan needs to get a smoke gank, they need to get Roche, I honestly didn't believe it, that it could be done, because NewBee has been playing it so well throughout this portion of the game, but first it was the kill on Luna. And I also thought the wards was an overcommitment on that kill, but the fight afterwards, the fight afterwards was just amazing.
Boots of Travel, or sorry, not Boots of Travel, but if he had Boots of Travel on the Luna, maybe he could have gotten there in time before the lasso cooled down, but this is bad. This is why teams ban Bat. Even now, even after his laning has been nerfed time and again, even after the mana cost increase came to, what was it, to Flame Break? Yeah.
Lasso.
Oh, Lasso, that's right.
But it supplemented the Blink.
Yeah, with
getting buffs, right?
This hero keeps on getting nerfed. Yeah, the Blink Dagger has no mana cost now, so that's true, but it doesn't matter. Bat can always win you a game, and we see it here.
Are they going to get a free tier 2? That's the question.
They're looking for a jump.
And Ohio, excuse me.
Hao dies again. He has no buyback for 3 minutes.
Oh, I think Hao is the juiciest pick, man. You just go for it.
They do have to double Ravage to counter-initiate,
That's true, that's true.
And then Firefly's going to wear off, so they're going to back it off. Like this Observer one, by the way. We've seen this a few times now. I guess it's not brand new, but it is a very interesting board.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Just a parting blow there from Morphling. He's beginning to siege, and they drop the wards. NewBee, all of a sudden, in a defensive posture. Titan knowing that if they kill them,
they're going to give up the mid-rack though to do this. Ravage going to come out right now. BKB not activated. KYXY, he does have the Aegis Immortal. He activates BKB. They want Hao dead. Hao activates Manta though, and it's KYXY.
He's being focused. The Echo Slam comes in. They brought down 2, and there's no buyback on Luna. She's out of the game for 75 seconds now, shall we? Titan, where there's a will, there's a way, and they might just claim racks off of this. Sangsheng stalling for time. He brought down the bat at the
Dyer's
end.
middle tower
Do you push this?
You just go.
You just go for the win. I mean, look at mid though. Look at mid. It's so low. The tier 4s are in tatters, but they're going to perhaps go for the win. Enchant Totem being used to supplement damage. Master Urban Wards in a full minute. Maybe you just go for a single lane of racks, or you go for a double lane of racks.
They can't go for double. They're going to have to take
back.
one and then back. So it's not the game for NewBee. If a tier 2 is down, it very well might be. But if they lose more here, they're just making the next lane easier.
He's going to die to the poison, I think. Yes.
Extinct will be the trade though. The towers bring him down, but it means all 5 dead. It means no more pressure on that mid lane for now. And
that's why he's farming buildings. I think so. That's a great play. And everybody's dead, right? So you might as well do a little bit more structural damage.
That actually looks like it was going to go okay for NewBee because Luna got off her Eclipse and BKB, then she was lassoed, and then Bat even pulled her towards his team, but it just didn't matter. They had the Aegis and the Morphling, never even needed, and frankly, we haven't talked much about Yamate, but after the last fight, he's got an MKB, there's a shotgun in the base, they bring down the Enchantress, and now they'll retreat. So just some extra gold lining KYXY's pockets, and what was once a Luna with a 4 or 5k gold lead on the Morphling has now become a Morphling and a Viper, both topping the net worth charts. And now this is where you want to have the Bat Morphling. You're 42 minutes in, you've got an even lane of racks for each team, and NewBee are forced into the defensive posture.
Yeah, Titan was showing off signs of Na'Vi, right? Like, this is what Na'Vi always does. They somehow come back in a miraculous situation.
They're one of the best fighting teams in the game. Yeah, I feel like out of all the non-Chinese teams, Titan and Na'Vi are the 2 best at executing in team fights. Mainly on the back of support play from Net and Extinct in the case of Titan, which has been absolutely stellar, also especially the Earthshaker.
Great play from KYXY. Like earlier he was just replicating into the team fight without fear. And with that said, like KYXY, he still has the Aegis right now, so he's not afraid. He's going in, he's leading the charge. They have Master Reward for this base push, which they didn't have in that last fight. This could be the second lane of Rax, and if they get a Rax and a couple of kills here, that is just the game.
No buyback on Luna, even though she's got the cooldown. She's 1,000 gold short, which means if they kill Hao again, or if they kill the Tide, although he's not an easy kill, they won't have either for a long time. They hex up KYXY, but Yamate just throws out a casual Viper Strike. KYXY will drop one. He waves forward, he gets mech'd up. They don't really have to force this one. They can just bide their time, but, well, if they do that, they're losing their Aegis.
Yeah, given the fact that it's an even lane rack situation, I think that's where the Blink Dagger really comes in handy from both the Bat and Shadow Shaman, because you just play even game, you go for pick off, you go for the last tier 2 on the bottom, and suddenly, I think having heroes like, for example, Enchantress, is just...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
There they go. They're going to take the free tier 2 bottom lane, and this means if they win a fight, they can take all lanes of Rax instantly, or just go straight to the throw. Still no buyback on Luna. 700 gold short, but if she has to buy back again, Lumi, I feel like they're just going to lose anyway, because she needs more items if she wants to match up. The item progression for Hao has completely stalled. He was once a full tier 4 item up, and now we haven't seen anything besides this ultimate orb, which he's had for 10 minutes and probably 25.
What is Hao going for? Is that a Scotty or a Lincoln?
I'm not sure. Maybe Scotty? Lincoln's is a bit odd against all these single target nukes. Nets and Viz. They're getting cut out by Sunshine here. There's actually a gem on Banana, and now they start throwing in the end. So Net says, I'm going to war trap you. This means they won't have it for the high ground, but Sunshine does get caught. Trapped in the wards. He will fall. A 1-for-1 exchange.
Use the war for it, though.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that's worth, because the war, basically what it gives you is the ability to instantly destroy any building, which in this kind of late game situation, it's very valuable. The argument was he's going to die anyway, so maybe it didn't matter.
Well, as we head towards late game territory, this is where buyback becomes very important. Roshan becomes ever more important than it already is in the mid game. And mistakes can happen. It goes late, teams get tired, they lose focus for just a second. It can cost you the game. So NewBee, they're just going to hope for some mistakes here. They'll play it defensively, wait for that next Roshan. And smokes, are there any available for now? That's something to keep an eye on here. No smoke for NewBee. It's still fully down in the shop. Titan, let's see. They don't have any either, it looks like. So neither team really has the tools to get too aggressive right now.
Well, I think without smoke, Titan could be more aggressive than NewBee. Again, goes back to the Bat and Shaman.
The Bat more played.
Yeah. So I think no smoke favors Titan. I do want to point out that Xiao just forgone his buyback to pick up a Ghost Scepter. He is very, very adamant about getting off Ravages in the fight. He's not going to die.
Yeah, this is the point where the shotgun and the magic damage of Titan start to fall off a bit, especially against Tide, who's extremely beefy. Well, actually, not extremely, but he's got 1800 health, Kraken Shell,
14
and the mech.
It's not bad, yeah.
He's pretty beefy.
But also at this point, this is where Titan has a physical damage.
Yeah, exactly. They've got the MKB on Yamate, and KYXY almost has his, in fact, has his butterfly. Once he saves for buyback, he might have to wait a bit longer. But yeah, Titan, not out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, don't call it comeback yet. Don't call it a comeback yet.
It's got the makings of one, but this can all fall apart if Xiao 8 lands a miraculous 2-hero Ravage or something along those lines. And now mid, KYXY could be caught out here. They're wrapping onto him. Extincts in reserve. They're going to BKB immediately to start this. And does he go in?
He doesn't wait for me.
He has shotgun in his phone. He's waiting for his action. Now goes for how it said. Ravage will fly. KYXY actually getting caught. They can rearm it and go again. It's the secondary Ravage, but he's transporting through it. He drops low. He will fall. They threw everything at him. Yamate now left on his own. He can't fight his way out of this. He'll drop his ult, but it's the Luna. They got the Luna, and they double buyback. Now the Echo Slam. It connects on two. Sangsheng looking to turn this. They'll lose the Earthshaker with the 2 cores into the fight. With no Luna for this, she can buy back, but she's not doing it. She's going to be forced to.
Yeah, and she has to. Like, here comes the push. I think if you're Titan, you just go down mid. Unfortunately, there's big waves, and they're chasing an Invoker. That is not the priority right now. Just go down mid and force a buyback. Well,
there's no Roche either. There's just nothing here for Titan. Maybe thinking they can just take the Aegis, but they can either go straight down mid or do nothing during this time, except farm.
I think straight down mid is not quickly enough. They wasted a good 10 seconds.
They double bought back on their carries. If Titan die anytime in the next 5 minutes on these two, and the Luna, who's reserved her buyback, has an extra life, it can go completely
KYXY also needs to finish his butterfly right now. He's not buying back. There's no point to reserve 2,300 gold. A butterfly could make all the difference on this push. The courier's not doing anything. What is late game pressure is the only thing I have to say for that.
Yeah, they're going to work on the tower right now. He's a little bit short of the completed butterfly, but they go with the Hex. Now the lasso from Ohio, and he's found out Banana. Pulls the Enchantress way out of the base. Instantly dealt with.
But they have to back him.
There's 2 lives on Luna right now. There's a buyback, and they really want the Roche. It's about to respawn, but what timing for NewBee. Right as Roche comes up, they've got the full squad outside the Enchantress ready to rock and roll.
And they see it now. They see it now. They just pinged it.
They've got a DD rip. Oh, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for Titan.
Sunstrike check. They know it as well.
This Roach is going to drop quickly, especially with full agility morph
How-
by XY.
Hao is running into the team fight. Looks like, I'm not sure what he's picking up. Looks like he's going to finish his I have Scotty. A lot of health. Can they actually bring it down? They need to commit the Mass Serpent Ward. They need the damage in because here
There's
comes
no Ravages though. There's no Ravages for 25 seconds.
Okay, the fissure block is going to give him a little bit of time. The Roshan RNG bashes though. He pops the BKB, picks up the Aegis, but they're stuck in here. The last is going to come in from Hao. He does not have Manta Style. Can you burst him down? He gets shotgun it, I think, but Hao's right.
No Ravages. They're still waiting. They do pop the Aegis, but they lose the Luna. She's going to have to buy back. No, doesn't actually have the gold for it right now. Completed the Scotty. Oh, what a mess for NewBee. The Ravages come too late. The Tide doesn't have buyback either, and this might just be it for NewBee in game 2. They'll scatter to the winds. If you're Titan, forget about these heroes. Just push out the waves and go down the mid. Go for 2 lanes of Rax. You can even maybe just straight drone it, and that will be the play. They'll have one hero blocking the wave mid while top lane pushes in. So they'll already have creeps inside the base. There's nothing to wait for. Just go for it now. Luna completing an Eye of Scotty before that fight, and NewBee taking it with 0 Ravages. Was that the right play for them? They might have felt desperate, and like if they gave it away, they'd lose, but how are you supposed to win that fight without a single Ravage?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the tie was. I'm not sure how come he couldn't get off a single one, because
it was cooling down for the majority of the fight.
So I don't think
I
don't think you charge into the Roshan pit without having your 2 best team fight ultimates.
Here we go, onto the high ground.
Radiant's
Luna
middle
not
tower is
able to
under
rejoin
attack.
the fight for 20 seconds, by which at least one more lane of Rex will have fallen.
Radiant's middle
KYXY
tower
and Ohio,
has
they look
fallen.
for another lasso, but they really don't need to commit to these kills. The safe play is take Rex and maybe even just get out after that. Tide is respawning. There is a double Ravage. Morphling buyback still cooling down. Yes, he's sitting on cheese, and yes, they did hold for now, but there's no reason to risk it.
Oh, the range racks in 11 health. Please, range creeps.
It's dead at some point. Well, for now,
they need it to be dead now, though. Like,
maybe it's a symbolic range tracks. This will inspire the NewBee troops. It's a moral victory for them, if nothing else.
Here's the thing, though. Titan still has not won this game yet. I still think NewBee could win this. One bad fight.
If they should just chill and wait for the buyback, honestly.
Yes. Well, at the same time, though, if you chill and wait for the buyback, the enemy team chill and farm their buyback.
You've got 2 lanes of Rax now with the Morphling.
Yeah.
Your safe play is definitely to wait for the buyback.
I don't think there is a safe play. There's a safer play, I guess.
At this stage of the game, there's never a safe play. Anything can happen in late game Dota. It's really the Mariana Trench of Dota. It's just the unplumbed depths. We're not fully there yet, but we're going a bit deeper, Lumi. Sinking into the abyss.
Can we go deeper?
No, we can always go deeper. Here we go.
BKB finish on net, no buyback.
This is pretty big, actually. That's a guaranteed
here's the
full
thing,
duration shackle.
Okay, if he gets Ravage, he's dead.
Dyer's
If he
top
blocks a
tower
Ravage
is
or
under
BKB, then
attack.
If he gets right-clicked by Luna, he's probably dead.
This is an
we'll
aggressive push on the top, man.
NewBee say, come and defend. We're
Dyer's
knocking on the front door, and the
structures
glaives
are
start bouncing. They've made it their way onto the high
Dyer's
ground. They
top
do have
tower
Alacrity
is
on
under
Hao,
attack.
so he hits fast and hard, but no commitment yet. Ohio's got a lasso.
But that wave on the top right now, over here on this lane, it's pushing in. They got to deal with that.
Yeah, and as soon as they go back to deal with that, that'll give KYXY the time he needs for his buyback to cool down. Except NewBee aren't. They're going to go back in. They want to fight right now. But they've got to defend their base. The tier 4s are under pressure, and they're not being given an opening.
Radiant's
Titan are
middle
just sitting on the
tower is
high
under
ground
attack.
and just waiting it out. I mean, what's the hurry, really? NewBee are going to go in. They've got Ghost Walk. They have a double Hexa move. The Refresher's been picked up. Maybe that can turn this. Yamate perched in front. He throws out a Viper Strike,
Radiant's
definitely
middle
dodged by
tower
Hao.
has fallen.
But they push in through mid, and this is not
for the win.
Are they going for the throw? It looks to be the case. KYXY will be hexed up. Now he's ravaged once. He can be ravaged again here, and he will be. But they flash to Hao. They pulled him deep into this fight. And with the BKB down, maybe they can focus and turn it. Morphling on the sidelines for 10. And they're going straight in. Extinct dropping low. The wards have been deployed to hold the base for now. While Hao is driven out. They've got no ravages left. They're on the back foot. The buyback for the Morphling. He does it immediately. And now they retreat. The tier 4s are melting in the Radiant base. Titan do defend.
Wards OP.
Barely.
No, KYXY was dead for a good 10, 18, 20 seconds because his buyback was cooldown on the latter end of it. But that Mass Serpent ward, holy crap, it killed everything.
There's no ravages. Do they have more buybacks on Titan is the question. Shaker's got it. Shadow Shaman's got it. I think you just buy back on everyone and go straight for the win.
I think so as well. You just go YOLO at this point. You have the better initiator. The enemy team has almost no initiation to speak of.
The Luna, when she gets Viper Strike, can't do anything as well.
Well, she's dodging them.
She can dodge one, but then you just throw another 10 seconds later.
Yeah, I think the play is for Titan now is to go down mid and almost even just force the throne.
The safe alternative is to just try and wait for Roche because you are dire and you have the better split pushing lineup. But then it's one bad fight that can still cost you the game.
I also think that with KYXY, the fact that there is no double Ravage, that cheese is essentially an Aegis Immortal. So
yeah, they can. Well, they do have double Hex though.
That's true.
They have the refresher on Mu once that cools down.
At the same time, you're still going through like 4 staffs and fissures on Titan. Titan is taking this like a stroll though. They're not storming down bottom. They're not doing anything. They're just like, okay,
I do like this move. They're pushing in all the lanes. So it means if NewBee actually win a fight, I don't think they can go straight for the win. Maybe if they wipe them, but I think they can. If at least they have damage, dude. If at least the Morphling is alive, he can probably split push. So they get all the lanes pushed in. And there's still no Ravages for 30 seconds, even after doing this. So they'll have some time here with the wards. They drop them in range of the tier 3, and NewBee will begin to defend. But Ohio's snitching. He's got a blink. He finds half of all heroes who bought back. If they lose the Luna, there's just no damage. Now the Echo coming through. Still no Ravages. Titan finding their openings. They lose their Earthshaker, but now they've dealt with the rest. Morphling, well, he stands strong. Banana on the back foot. Herded back by Yamate. Cleaned up. Back to the well with Yasu's Titan. And this is going to be the third lane of red. And GG! Titan on the back of a miraculous path and an insane Earthshaker. They force a game 3. Southeast Asia's last hope survives the fight. Another game.
What a comeback. One of the most amazing comebacks I've ever witnessed in competitive Dota. Wow.
It was never even a huge gold swing, to be honest, but
it was
the state of the game was obscene. Well, there's no more words for this one. For those, you'll have to check out what the analyst test. James, over to you. Woo!